Cliff, first of all, why are sales so bad?
Well, they have two problems with the Wii U. One, they haven't explained to many consumers what the difference is from the original Wii. A lot of people still think that the Wii U is just an add-on tablet instead of being a whole new console. And then the second problem that they have is that they've got the big games that they create for their own console, they've not created. They're just late on a lot of their big games.
So how does this bode for the upcoming Xbox One, the Sony PlayStation 4?
Those are in a different category altogether. I mean, there's a lot of built-up excitement. We're seeing already pre-orders are out there. I mean, they're just skyrocketing for both consoles. People have been waiting for new consoles for a long time. They've been waiting for the new features, for better graphics, for different types of games.
And they managed to sell roughly 300,000 Wii U consoles as opposed to the 160,000 of the last quarter. Seen as this quarter saw the company slash the cost of the console, alongside high-profile releases including Pikmin 3 and The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker HD, it's not the most encouraging figure and hasn't helped Nintendo's profitability. While 6.3 million units of software were sold in the last 6 months, the company told investors the Wii U hardware still has a negative impact on Nintendo's profits.
It makes it impossible for them to play games. The issue causes an error message code labeled 160-0103 to appear on screen that reads, "There's a problem with the system memory. For help, make a note of the error code and visit support.nintendo.com." Nintendo has issued a statement via Miiverse addressing the issue, saying that they are currently investigating the reports and the small amount of players who may be
accessories, with the company planning to deplete its inventory by the end of 2016. While this would signal the end of the Wii U's production run, backstock means the Wii U will be around for some time. A 3-year production run would make it one of Nintendo's shortest-lived consoles, though. As for Nintendo's next rumored console, analysts point to a 2016 Nintendo NX portable release with a home console arriving
for a starting price of $299. Now, for any of you out there thinking that's a lot of notes to be throwing down for the 8GB console and gamepad, you're wrong, according to Nintendo anyway. In an interview with GamesIndustry.biz, President of Nintendo America, Reggie Fils-Aimé, explained why he thinks the price is spot on for the new system. "We want to make sure we give the customer a lot for what they pay, and when you look at the basic model, you get the innovation in the gamepad and all the gaming options that presents. You get Miiverse in terms of a gaming community, you get Nintendo TV, you get video chat. All of that is included in the base proposition. We think $299 is a really strong value, and it's a value that's going to be strong for a long time. And if you were thinking of holding off on snatching up a Wii U in hope of a price cut, don't hold your breath. It's dangerous and doesn't speed up price cuts. Also, it could be some time away. We don't believe in pricing a product and then having to reduce the price some short time later. When we had to do that for the 3DS, it was a very painful proposition for us. What we did with the Wii at $249 and leaving it there for, I think, about 3.5 years is very much consistent with our pricing philosophy. So tell us, do you think $299 is a tall order or an easy expense for a new gaming experience? Let us know by leaving a comment underneath. And for more info on the Wii U, just head over to gamespot.com/news.
After Nintendo revealed the price point of the Wii U, the Wii U had a couple games to show off. One of those games was Zombie U. As we spoke before, Zombie U was a survival game that you play as 3 characters and uses the gamepad as a inventory system and flashlight, and you could use the Wii U gamepad to shoot at zombies. Zombie U was originally supposed to be a Rabbids game developed by Ubisoft, but it went through different changes and different concept arts. In the concept art, you can see that it still took place in London, and there was just zombie rabbits running everywhere and destroying the world. It's sort of interesting to see that the zombie rabbits design and how very horrific they look. It would have been pretty cool to see the zombie rabbits in a game. There are gameplay of zombie rabbits, but it looks like it would be a Left 4 Dead type of clone, and maybe the developers just did not want to copy that, and they wanted to make a different game. But it still did take place in London, which was really nice for them to keep over. After Zombie U, Nintendo showed off New Super Mario Bros. U. This game was formerly known at the tech demo as Mario Bros. Me. The only difference really is with Mario Bros. Me and Mario Bros. U is that it looks way more high polished, and a lot of changes did happen with the graphic style and a new power up that is called the Acorn power up. The Nintendo Wii U really needed a 3D Mario game. People were expecting a 3D Mario game to come out, but a 2D Mario game came out at this time. Most Nintendo consoles before the Wii U had a 3D Mario game at launch. Super Mario Galaxy, Mario Sunshine, Super Mario 64, etc. When people looked at Mario Bros. U, they were getting pretty tired of the formula of 2D Mario games. Since Mario Bros. 2 was coming out, people really needed something different. And having a 2D Mario game come along was pretty overkill, according to some people. And people really needed something new. After showing Mario Bros. U, Nintendo showed off Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Yes, Call of Duty Black Ops 2 was on the Wii U, and it played very interestingly. It used the gamepad as most of its things that it can do by showing off that you could play it on the gamepad, you could play it on the TV, and the multiplayer and story were there. It was fun for people, and people really did enjoy it. They were kind of happy to see a Call of Duty on a Nintendo console. And that's basically it with Black Ops 2. It was on 360 and PS3, so if you did play Black Ops 2 on there, you weren't missing a lot. There wasn't really any big difference except using the gamepad and TV screen as viewable options. After Black Ops 3, Nintendo showed off 3D Land, Nintendo Land. Nintendo Land, like I said before, was a party game that Nintendo really pushed forward to show how capable the gamepad is in party mode and party games. Me Chase was changed to Mario Chase and kept the same concept, and there were solo attractions in the game. After showing off Nintendo Land, Nintendo just showed off Sonic Racing for the Nintendo Wii U. It's a port of Sonic Racing that was on the 360 that was ported to Wii U, and people really did enjoy it, and it did bring a lot of fans to be excited to see a racing game come to the Nintendo Wii U. This was people's first taste of the Nintendo Wii U having a racing game, since Mario Kart wasn't out at the time. And yeah, people were pretty much excited. After having the E3 2012, the Nintendo Wii U launch day was coming up. Nintendo held a launch party at Nintendo New York, and there was a bunch of people that showed up. Reggie Fils-Aimé did a interview with the Nintendo employee, and when you see in the footage, you can see a bunch of people line up and be excited for the Wii U while they have a countdown and get their Wii U consoles. So, what now? There isn't a 3D Mario game. There's no Mario Kart with it. So what do people have to play? Well, those games. Until E3 2013. But what were the sales numbers early on for the Nintendo Wii? Well, to see that, we're going to have to see how bad the sales numbers were. This is the launch sales of the Wii U.
Hi guys, I'm Luke Carmali, bringing you the news that Nintendo's latest financial results have been released, revealing truly dire Wii U sales. In the 3 months between the start of April and the end of June, the company sold just 160,000 Wii U units globally, which is astonishingly low. 90,000 of these were in Japan, 60,000 in North America, and just 10,000 in Europe and Australia. In fact, it was actually outsold by the original 7-year-old Wii console in the same period, which sold 210,000 units. This brings the total number of Wii U's sold to 3.61 million, while the Wii's lifetime sales are just over 100 million. Thankfully, the 3DS is faring much better, selling 1.4 million units and 11.4 million games in this quarter. Those figures were up 12 and 10% respectively on the same period last year. In terms of which titles were successful, New Leaf, having already sold over 3 million units in Japan, sold another 1.59 million in the West up to June the 30th. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon sold 1.43 million worldwide, and the report says that Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D was well received, though no figures were given. Now, Nintendo has remained in profit overall thanks to the strong performance of its assets and investments, as well as the recovery of the currency market against the yen, but it made an operating loss of just under 5 billion yen. Now, this means that the business of actually selling games and consoles wasn't profitable. The company hasn't adjusted its full-year financial forecast, meaning the company is still hoping to sell 9 million Wii U consoles by the end of the year. There's been no official comment on these figures as of yet, but when there is, you know you'll hear about it first right here on IGN.
During Nintendo's Wii U Direct of 2013, they showed off the Virtual Console. This Virtual Console would have Super Nintendo and Nintendo Entertainment System games by allowing emulation within the console. This would help with saving your game progress if you left off at a certain place. It would work with Miiverse, and it would have pretty good and pretty vibrant graphics upgraded. After they showed off the Virtual Console, they showed off a new game called Wonderful 101, made by Platinum Games. This game sold pretty okay. It came out the same exact day as Grand Theft Auto 5, so the sales and the marketing for it do show how well it really did after GTA 5 came out. After that, Nintendo also showed off a new game from Platinum, which was going to be Bayonetta 2. People were really excited for this game and really looking forward to it. Just seeing screenshots and a new render for the Bayonetta character, people were looking forward to it and hopefully seeing more while the years go on. After that, they also showed and announced new 3D Mario games that were officially coming out. This 3D Mario game was going to play such as 3D Land and Galaxy 2, and people were looking forward to it. People had high expectations for this. After that, they also announced that a Mario Kart game was also in development by the Mario Kart team, who made Mario Kart Wii, DS, and Double Dash, and 7. After that, they showed off what looks to be and what was a new Yoshi game. This Yoshi game showed Yoshi running in a field, eating Shy Guys, and turning into 3D. After that, they showed off a new game called Shin Megami Tensei Fire Emblem. This game people really were excited for, and hopefully to see more information after the Direct. After Fire Emblem, they also showed a update on Zelda for Wii U. It got internally delayed, but to compensate for that, Nintendo showed off Wind Waker for HD coming to the Wii U. People were really excited. Wind Waker is one of the most popular Zelda games out there. After that, they showed a new project, Project X, that looked like you were going to be fighting monsters and controlling mechs. Then on to Nintendo's E3 2013. Right off the bat, Nintendo's E3 2013 showed off the new 3D Mario game that was shown at the Wii U Direct. It was called Super Mario 3D World, and it was going to come out on the holiday. This game mixed in 3D elements such as levels that are 3D and took a lot of elements from 3D Land that was on the Nintendo 3DS. Another game that showed up was Mario Kart 8. This Mario Kart was going to be completely different, using anti-gravity as its gimmick, and people really did enjoy Mario Kart 8. It was going to come out the holiday season. After that, they showed Wii Party, where you get to play as Mii's and have a party-like games such as Mario Party. After showing off Wii Party U, they showed off a new look at Zelda Wind Waker HD, more vibrant and more colorful than it was on the GameCube, and people really were excited for this. After that, they showed off Bayonetta 2. People were super excited for Bayonetta 2, and this just brought the hype level up to 100%. After Bayonetta 2, they showed off a new Donkey Kong game called Tropical Freeze. Tropical Freeze was a platformer, and people were really looking forward to it. And it was gonna take place after Donkey Kong Country from the Wii. Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze was a pretty difficult game and is probably one of the best platformers on the Wii U. After Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, they showed off what now is called Xenoblade Chronicles X, and it was going to come out in 2014. People were looking forward to this. A new Xenoblade game is very exciting, and people wanted more of it. After the trailer, they showed off Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS showed a bunch of characters returning and new characters. And people were really excited for this. This game really did defy the Wii U expectations and powerfulness. And having a Smash Bros. Games really did help the sales numbers of the Nintendo Wii U. They also introduced a character, Villager from Animal Crossing, and it caught a lot of people off guard, but people were really excited for it. This was going to come out in holiday of 2014. After the Smash Bros. Reveal, we move on to Nintendo E3 2014. During Nintendo's 2015, they showed off the Mii Fighters coming to Super Smash Bros. The Mii Fighters were a highly recommended and highly sought after character to have, so Sakurai added the Mii characters. There are 3 variants: Swords, Gunner, and Fighter. Customizing and making your own Mii really did help the Wii U and the 3DS sales numbers. After they showed Super Smash Bros., they showed the new Yoshi game that we saw a prototype of, which is now officially called Yoshi's Woolly World. It was a pretty fun and 2D action platformer. A lot of people really did enjoy Yoshi's Woolly World, and it was gonna come out in 2015. Right alongside Yoshi's Woolly World was a new IP called Toad's Treasure Tracker. Same concept as it was in Super Mario 3D World, where Toad is very limited on what he's gonna do in the world, and that was gonna come out holiday 2014. After Toad's Treasure Tracker was shown off, they showed a tiny sneak peek of Breath of the Wild, which is known as Zelda for Wii U. It looked very pretty and it looks a lot better than what we got on the Wii U, having better lighting effects and more live look. After that, they showed off a new Zelda game called Zelda Hyrule Warriors, where it is like the Warrior series but with Zelda characters, fighting off waves of enemies with some sort of Zelda reference, and that was going to come out in holiday of 2015. Next you have Kirby's Clay World, where Kirby turns into a clay and you use the Wii U gamepad as a little rope to traverse the level in this new Kirby world. A lot of people really found this interesting, but they were hoping for a 3D Kirby game, but this was the best Kirby got for the Nintendo Wii U. Kirby did get a lot of games on the 3DS, even though people really wanted a new type of look for Kirby with the Wii U, but this is what we got for the Nintendo Wii U. And it was going to come out in 2015. After that, Nintendo showed off a new look of Xenoblade Chronicles X, and it looks very exciting. People were looking forward to this and had a lot of excitement towards it. A new Xenoblade game people really wanted, and it didn't miss out. And that game was going to come out in 2015 also. After that, they showed off a familiar, more exciting, more interesting concept, which was Mario Maker, making your own Mario levels. Everybody has dreamed of making their own Mario levels, creating them from the original Mario Bros. To Mario Bros. 3, with a pretty simplistic and interesting way to design them using the Wii U gamepad. Nintendo really went forward in showing the capabilities of this. After that, they showed a new IP off called Splatoon. It's a third-person 4v4 shooter where instead of guns, you're using ink and plays at Splatling. This game was highly popular, and a lot of people really did enjoy it. After that, Reggie showed off Nintendo Minute live at E3 and announced a Super Smash Bros. Tournament where a lot of people got to play Super Smash Bros. And won a prize. E3's 2015. E3 2015 started off with a bang with showing off a new Star Fox game. This Star Fox game, which we saw a little bit of, was in 2014, showing the R-Wing flying around a world. Miyamoto came out and talked about how this new Star Fox game really came to light during this E3 press conference, and we got to see a lot of gameplay of it. It was called Star Fox Zero, and people were very excited. They were hoping for a new Star Fox game, especially with using the Wii U gamepad. You could help aim and shoot at enemies. This game sold pretty okay, and it wasn't anything too special, but Nintendo really wanted to have a Star Fox character, especially since Star Fox was in Super Smash Bros. To have some sort of game attached to it. After that, they showed more of Yoshi's Woolly World, and they showed off that there will be amiibos with Yoshi, having Yarn Yoshi amiibos, which was pretty cool. As you can see, a bunch of Yoshis on the table while the developers talking about their excitement and their inspiration of Yoshi's Woolly World coming to life. And it was very nice to see. Yoshi's Woolly World sold extremely well on the Wii U. A lot of people really did enjoy Yoshi and the different environment and the different ways of playing the levels. And it became very popular, making people want more Yoshi games, where we did get a Yoshi game during Nintendo's Switch era, but more on that later. After that, they showed off Mario Tennis Ultra Smash. This game was a very lackluster, but people did find it interesting. The only big thing is that you turn to a big mushroom and you turn giant and have giant battles. A lot of people were a little disappointed at the roster count in the beginning, with it being very small, and what we see at the E3 trailer is what we got while it released. Nintendo later on added DLC to the game, where it did help a little bit, and it did come out holiday of 2015, and it was only for the Wii U. It later, I believe, came out on the Switch. After that, Nintendo came out and showed how they came up with Super Mario Maker, with an interview talk between Shigeru Miyamoto and the creators of Super Mario Bros. It was very interesting to see how they designed it and what levels and how they did use level designs back then. It's a pretty interesting watch if you are interested in knowing a little bit more about the development history of Super Mario Bros. After that, we move on to something interesting called the new 3D XL versus the Wii U. The new 3D XL was an interesting handheld. While it's not directly a competitor to the Wii U, we do have to talk about its implications, which was, how did it affect the Wii U in some sort of way? You see, the 3D XL, the new 3D XL, was very powerful. Just like the 3DS, it had a lot of features with it. Faster loading time, better battery life, better everything. Nintendo really wanted to show off the Nintendo 3DS XL as a competitor to the 3DS as a upgrade. Where I believe Nintendo didn't do well in is releasing this during the Wii U struggling times. Nintendo put more resources into the 3DS market than the Wii U market when it came to games, and a lot of games that people really wanted only came out for the new 3D XL and 3DS. Well, the 3DS at an original point did have its slow sales numbers. Nothing can compare to what it was before. While the 3DS became a very exciting and well-selling console, the beginning of the 3DS's life cycle wasn't too exciting, nor did it bring a lot of excitement to people. This is why Nintendo later on switched to a 2DS XL, where it would be just like a DS but a lot bigger, and it could play more games that are developed for the Nintendo Nintendo 3DS. And it came down to a lower price point also. And amiibos were also built into the new 3DS XL and new 2DX XL, where the 3DS, I believe, did not have it, while amiibos were still pretty big at the time because of Super Smash Bros. People really did like the feeling of the 2DX XL with the joystick, even though it was a little weird and jarring to see the color scheme. It was very nice to see Nintendo branch out a little bit when it came to the new 3D XL. In 2016, we had a very short E3, but it wasn't really too short. Only 2 games shown, one was for the 3DS and one was for the Wii U, which was Zelda Breath of the Wild. This E3 showed a massive amount of Zelda Breath of the Wild, from the open world to the story to what you can do, the exploration. There was a bunch of things that were in Zelda Breath of the Wild that Nintendo really wanted to hone on during the Wii U's transitional period to the next console. This showed the open world, what new experiences, the new type of enemies you will be dealing with, the wildlife, the etc. What next generation Zelda that we saw earlier in the tech demo was going to be looking like. And people were really excited. People were so excited to see what this new Zelda was going to bring and how it's going to change the Zelda aspect in gaming and how we play Zelda. Then, after this, in 2016, we got the reveal of the Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo Switch basically shuttered the Wii U. It combined what we know from the Wii U and 3DS and just made it into one, a portable/handheld console that has capabilities of playing on the TV and in tablet mode. This new hybrid console was rumored for a very long time. Back in 2015, there was leaks and rumors of Nintendo making a portable/handheld console, and Nintendo was really focused on bringing that experience to the players. The Nintendo Switch became a really exciting prospect for Nintendo, showing off their creativity and their ideas for it. This console ultimately released in 2017 for the consumer, and basically that's why the Wii U itself lost traction a lot, is because of the Nintendo Switch. But it also did help the case of why the Wii U was important. You see, if we look back at the console's beginnings of the Wii U, and we look at what made it sort of similar to the Switch now, is that it was a handheld. Just like how the Wii U was a handheld, but it was directly connected to the TV and gamepad. With the Nintendo Switch, it just connects that feature where you could play on the TV and off the TV. The Wii U had the same thing, but with the TV button, where you or someone else can watch TV while you play on the gamepad. But some games wouldn't be able to use the gamepad feature because of limited hardware and just the game wasn't fit right. The Switch allowed a lot of nuance with it, where having detachable controllers and having HD Rumble, a new type of feature that will make you feel different gyroscopes and make you feel like having, if you play 1-2 Switch, having ice actually in a controller make you feel like cold or feel the shape of ice just like how you would feel in real life. It also came with the amiibo feature. Like we spoke about before, Nintendo was still on the amiibo phase. It didn't really fade out until late 2024, but we still do see releases of amiibos to this day just for the Super Smash Bros. Characters that have not been shown, had their own amiibos. The Nintendo Switch was a breaking point for Nintendo where they needed to have a one-size-fit-all console. Not a lot of people wanted to buy two different consoles just to play handheld and one to play non-portably or home console. This combines it into making it more accessible for more people. So this begs the question, what happened after the Nintendo Switch? Well, the Wii U did get a couple updates after the Nintendo Switch, and we're going to go over them right now. This is what happened after 2017. The Wii U stopped production in 2017. When the Switch came out, that's when everything ceased. The last games to release digitally and physically for the Nintendo Switch were Silver Forest Undertakers and Silver Forest The White Umbrella. These games released in February 16th, 2023. The last physical game released was Shakedown Hawaii, releasing August 20th of 2020. The Wii U eShop shut down in 2024, making it not able to be purchasing any new games and transferring all your eShop credits to the Switch. The 3DS also shut down in 2024 of its eShop. It's very important to know why the Wii U failed. The Wii U failed due to the fact that the market probably wasn't ready for it. You see, people were very confused with the name and how the Wii U gamepad would succeed in play. Even though it was one of the most comfortable controllers that Nintendo has probably ever made, the market wasn't ready. And the name confusion did bring a lot of that happening. Right after the Wii's successful launch and succeeding beyond that, the Wii U felt like a gimmick, a add-on to the Wii. Nintendo's very upset, and you could tell by its marketing with the Nintendo Switch that the Wii U failed. Nintendo is very cautious now these days, especially when it comes to marketing. If we look at their marketing tactics for the Switch, they want to make sure to tell you that this console is a hybrid. It's a home console and a handheld. But enough about the Switch for now. We have to talk about the Wii U in its final days. The Wii U didn't sell well. Actually, it's Nintendo's second worst home console selling, right behind the Virtual Boy, and the third being the GameCube. With the fourth being the Virtual Boy and the third being the GameCube. The Nintendo Wii U, as of March of 2025, has sold approximately 13.56 million units hardware, software 103.60 million software. It's very, very important to see how much this sales number is, comparing it to the software numbers of both the Nintendo Switch and the 3DS. It's very interesting to see how Nintendo itself perceives the Wii U. There's no Wii U's in production. There's only one Wii U actually new sold in 2023. So what does this mean for Nintendo now? Nintendo has the Nintendo Switch 2. The Nintendo Switch 2, as we can see, is very different than the Switch. But is that all? Is Nintendo really prepared for another sequel console? After looking at the Wii U and what we saw with the Wii U and how they marketed it, Nintendo's very cautious. They don't want to have another Wii U situation. What the Wii U shows Nintendo is that the market can very easily be confused. This is why originally the Switch 2 was going to be called the Super Switch, but they changed the name because of the Wii U financial failure. It would be like another Wii U situation. If you had the Super Switch, you'd be confused between which one's more powerful, even though there are 3 major other switches. How are you sure this is the right Switch? And will the Switch 2 succeed? Absolutely. Actually, most likely. The big setback for the Switch 2 as of right now, as of recording this, is the price point of games. Mario Kart World is $80. Most of the games are now $80 to $70. For what? Who knows? But that has been Nintendo's failed sequel of the Wii U. I hope all you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making this video, and this video was a long time coming. So I thank you again for watching, and until next time, enjoy.